First, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Anh, and I am currently a student.
Okay, so let's start with part two. So now can you describe a natural heritage site in your country?
Actually, I have been to a lot of heritage sites in my country, and if I have a chance to introduce and describe one to tourists or foreigners, I would definitely describe Ha Long Bay. Well, Ha Long Bay is actually first Vietnam Natural Heritage Site recognized by UNESCO. It is located in the northeast of Vietnam and covers around 1,500 square kilometers with nearly 2,000 islands. The UNESCO recognized area is just around 500 square kilometers, but it is still a very huge destination to visit and see. Talking about Halong Bay, it simply looks like a complement of unique shaped islands, very intricate and accentuates beauty of Vietnam. Actually, Halong Bay also become a symbol of Vietnam once, and it also appears a lot on the television program and anime. Halong Bay actually plays a key role in tourist industry in Quang Ninh. And not only that, but it also attract millions of tourists every year that help to cultivate the economy of that province a lot. Well, furthermore, talking about what people can do in Hạ Long, tourists can definitely swim in the sea in Bãi Cháy or Tuần Châu beaches. They can also enjoy cuisines in Hạ Long, such as seafood or yogurt ice cream. While yogurt ice cream is one of the most famous food and dessert in Hạ Long. Uh, well, talking more about the most famous activity to do there, it is definitely going on a sightseeing on a cruise around all the small islands in the heritage site of UNESCO. Well, I really love this site and place, and if I have chance in the future, I will just go there, introduce to foreign friends, and buy a lot of souvenirs to have some gifts for my relatives and friends. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So let's move to part three. So your first question is, how do people in your country feel about protecting natural heritage sites?
In my view, citizens in my country now have concern enough about protecting natural heritage sites, and they seems like want to protect, especially in the young generation. There are actually many programs and projects that was made to raise awareness of people about protecting the heritage sites. And they, the teenage in our country actually have a lot of program to pick up trash in the sea and to recycle the plastic in order to help protect more heritage sites. And authorities actually enact laws or policies to safeguard the natural site from damaging, and society also immortalizes these sites to raise awareness of people. Well, I can see that everyone is actually taking effort to keep all the sites now.
Do you think an area can benefit from having an interesting natural heritage site locally, and in what ways?
Definitely, yes, people can actually take a lot of advantages from having natural heritage site in their neighborhood or in their province. Well, I can say this is mainly because the first one is that people can benefit from attracting people coming and have the sightseeing can attract more tourists. And in this way, why the natural heritage site just attract more tourists, the economy can cultivate more and more. Furthermore, I can see that by having interesting natural heritage site locally, the people and the area can harbour natural environment of the local area easier with laws enacted from the government. Well, last but not least, I can say that natural heritage site is a way to keep the country or to keep the area green enough or to keep it clean enough. It is also a way to fight back global warming. Take Hualien National Forest as an example. While it is a heritage site and it is now being preserved, Hualien actually provide a lot of underground water system and the forest to protect the environment and avoid flood for the whole area.
Okay, so your next question is, what do you think will happen to natural heritage site or historic building in the future and why?
In my view, it can disappear. Well, I think this is mainly because actually every heritage sites have a long lasting time and in the future it can disappear because of the damage of the nature and of the time because nothing can last for a long time as people can see. So uh, it is very hard to protect these sites. Take the ancient Hui monument as an example. Well, in order to preserve all the construction in that, government and authorities have to spend around billions to protect these sites, and it actually requires very modern equipment in order to keep these sites in the same place and in the same original construction. So I think that some can disappear, and all what we can see in the future might be just the basic construction of it.
Okay, so do you think it is important to preserve natural heritage site? Why or why not?
Well, why I have mentioned that this is very important, and although I have mentioned that it is kind of hard and difficult and very unaffordable to preserve natural heritage sites, but it is very important to do so. I can say that this is mainly because two-thirds of these heritage sites are crucial sources of water that bring back water to the whole land for the usages of people in that area. And a half of these sites are essential to prevent disaster, such as floods and landslides, as I have taken Hualien Forest as an example. And they also play a key role in climate regulation, as well as carbon sequestration. Lastly, I can say that these sites play a key role in fighting global warming, as well as boost socio-economic development through attracting tourists or bring back services, especially sightseeing in these sites.
Okay, so your last question is, do you think the government should play a role in preserving natural heritage site? Why or why not?
From my point of view, it is a yes that the authorities should pay enough attention in preserving natural heritage sites and should be the head to go forward. This is mainly because in order to protect this site, it requires a lot of money, and government is the place and the people which can use for funding and which can enact laws and policies to requires all people of a country to follow these laws and policies to preserve a area they want.
Thank you, and that is the last question for speaking test.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I should ask you. Hello, what is your name?
So, hi, my name is Giang and I'm currently a student.
So let's start with part 2. Can you describe a natural heritage site in your country?
Okay, so Vietnam is home to several natural heritage sites recognized by UNESCO for their outstanding universal value. And one of the most notable natural heritage site in Vietnam is Chang'an Landscape Complex. So for me, Chang'an Landscape Complex located just outside the city of Ninh Bình, and it is a mixed world heritage site important for both cultural and natural reasons. So it is renowned for its stunning landscape, which including limestone peak, valley, and cave. This site is particularly famous for its cave, which contain evidence of human activity dating back more than about uh, 30,000 years ago, and making it an important archaeological site as well. The Chang'an Landscape Complex is a popular tourist destination, attracting millions of visitors annually, and it offers opportunity for activity like boating, exploring cave, enjoying the breathtaking scenery, and design natural beauty. Historical significance make it a must-see for anyone interested in Vietnamese cultural and natural heritage. In addition to Chang'an Landscape Complex, Vietnam is also home to other natural heritage sites with with an unique feature and significant. This site contribute to the city rich history and diverse natural landscape, make Vietnam a compelling destination for travelers around the world seeking to explore the wonder of natural. So if you want an advice, if you are planning a trip to Vietnam, visiting the Chang'an Landscape Complex and many heritage site in my country can provide an unforgettable experience, allowing you to immerse yourself in the beauty and history of the remarkable location in here.
Thank you. And now let's ask and answer some questions relating to the topic. Uh, how do people in your country feel about protecting natural heritage sites?
So for me in Vietnam, the advancing endeavor to protect natural heritage site is regarded with great importance and pride. The country population generally hold a deep appreciation for natural beauty, historical significance for design, recognize them as a part of their culture. From my standpoint, I see Vietnamese people supporting sustainable development as essential for humanity future. And people in my country generally recognize the importance of protecting natural heritage sites. Efforts are made through the international convention, national legislation, and the world relevant authority to the safeguard.
Thank you. And do you think an area can benefit from having an interesting natural heritage site locally? In what way?
So from my standpoint, I will say yes. So in tourism and economic growth, an interesting natural heritage site can attract tourists from near and far and leading to increased visitor number and tourism revenue. Tourists may spend money on accommodation, food, transportation, and local service. Moreover, in environmental conservation, natural heritage sites are often home to unique ecosystem, biodiversity, and natural resources. So the presence of natural heritage site can raise people awareness about the importance of uh, environment conservation and sustainable practice. And in addition, a natural heritage site can bring numerous benefit to an area, including economic growth, cultural preservation, environmental conservation, educational opportunity, and also community development for me.
Yes, and for question number 3, what do you think will happen to natural heritage sites or historical buildings in the future? And why?
Okay, so personally, I think that the future of natural heritage site and historical building depend on many factors, including the effort of preservation, environmental change, and human activity. So climate change pose a significant threat to natural heritage site and building. For example, raising sea level or changing environmental condition can cause the erosion, flooding, and structural damage. So it is really difficult for us to set about this issue. Moreover, the rapid urbanization and development can put pressure on natural heritage site. The expansion of city and infrastructure project may like encroach upon the site, leading to the degradation or destruction. The future of natural heritage site and historical building is not predetermined. So it depends on the collective action and decision of individual, of the government and organization to empathize the preservation and sustainability.
Thank you. And do you think it is important to preserve natural heritage sites? Why or why not?
For me, yes, it is really crucial to preserve natural heritage site for several reasons. So natural heritage sites often have significant, crucial, and historical value. They connect to our past, allowing us to understand and appreciate the history, tradition, and practice of previous generation. They also play a key role in maintaining biodiversity and ecological balance. Preserving their site help protect endangered species and conserve conserving natural resources. Yeah. By preserving their site, we can ensure the future generation can continue learn from and build upon the knowledge gained from the environment here.
Thank you. And for the last question, do you think the government should play a role in preserving natural heritage sites? Why or why not?
So I think the government have the authority to enact law and regulation that provide legal protection to natural heritage site. For example, they can refrain measure. Company keep on going from exploiting too much oil or and gas. Government can allocate resources and funding toward their preservation and conservation of natural heritage site. Moreover, the government can facilitate collaboration or coordination among various stakeholders involved in the preservation of natural heritage site. Their role have ensured the long-term preservation of their site for future generation to enjoy and benefit from it.
Thank you. And that's the end.